Let's talk about this thing that you read out, and because I mean we were sort of going to do this, I guess, before the fear thing, but I mean this kind of does fall into the fear concept. You were saying you were out in Vegas and you read that article about a comedians that have to do.
Oh, I'm saying anytime they write an article on clean comedy, they always have to trash people who work blue, which pisses me off because if they interview a guy who doesn't work clean, he doesn't trash guys who work clean. You know what I mean?
Right.
I look at it like there's clean guys that I think are hilarious, and then there's other guys I just think suck. But I don't think it has to do with because whether or not you like cursing. There was something out there, some clean comic out there said some sort of shit like where if he felt like, you know, if you had to throw a curse word in, then you weren't doing your job as a comedian.
Well, what bothers...
that you're cheating on some level. That's what we wanted to get to last time. To ask the listeners, like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer clean comedy versus dirty comedy? Like, it's just... Like, listeners think that if you're tossing around the F word over there, Joe, that you're cheating. Because if that's what it is, dude, I don't know.
Well, what bothers me is, look, there's two kinds of clean comics. There's cool clean comics, and those are guys that just say, hey, man, I work clean, and that's just kind of my decision, and whatever you do is whatever you do, and that's it. And then there's the clean comic that feels like he has to degrade all the other guys that don't work clean, like he's doing something better. So that's an important distinction to make. Yeah, and those other guys that act like they're on this fucking pedestal with their cleanliness, it's like, you know what? You act like you're this master linguist or just this controller of the fucking English language or whatever. And it's like, you know what? You fucking curse off stage. You say fuck off stage. And there are like English professors that would look at those guys and say, you know what? You're a disgrace to the English language and you're offensive because you curse in conversation. You know, so it's bullshit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's hypocritical.
You know what, dude? You lost me.
Does that not make sense to you?
Halfway through that.
What I'm saying is...
Dude, my point is, if you can play your act in an elevator, what are you really saying? Okay? I mean, I can be a dick, too.
I think you can have an opinion without being dirty.
What's the deal?
There it
with
is.
Lamps. I'm not just picking on him. I'm just saying.
But that's what bothers me to a lot of clean guys. It's like you know, all these guys, they get up on stage and they think it's funny to say cunt and fuck. And it's like, you know why we have to say cunt and fuck? Because you've just picked apart every mundane subject that there is out there.
there's nothing left to observe.
There's nothing left for us to say. So I'm backed into a corner on stage and I start calling people cunt. What am I supposed to do up there? I can't. You can't.
Look, the words exist for a reason. There's cunts out there, and they need to be told.
What I was saying before is I don't like that matter of degree argument where they go, well, it's okay to curse off stage, but if you curse on stage, it's disrespectful. And it's like, no, man, if you don't believe in using foul language, then you don't believe in using foul language. That's like a priest saying, well, I don't curse while I'm in church, but then I curse like a sailor when I'm out of church.
I like Brian Regan, I like Bill Cosby, but I also like Pryor.
I love Regan, I love Cosby,
does that mean Pryor's cheating? It's just it's an asinine statement.
Well, that's the exception so Regan and Cosby are perfect example. Well, Regan mainly is a perfect example of a clean guy that doesn't point fingers at anybody. Regan's a great dude and he doesn't point fingers at anybody. He just goes, I just choose to do clean. That's fine. That's great. And he's hilarious.
When was the last time you actually worked wire to wire clean?
2 weeks ago when I opened for Jeff Garland, the first two shows I did, I worked front to back clean, and it was hard. I struggled.
You didn't even say ass?
I didn't say damn it. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I did it.
What was the word that you substituted in the middle of your act that made you cringe the most as you said it? I mean, what the heck?
Poop. I said poop instead of shit.
Oh, my God, Joe.
Yeah.
I would have thrown a broken mic stand at you if I ever heard you say poop on stage.
I do that hippie joke where I go, hippies, they preach to you, but they never bathe. And I do like the hippie preaching to you. Hey, man, Bush is a fascist. Did you know that? And I'm like, really? You smell like cat shit right now, you know?
And you said cat poop?
Yeah, you smell like cat poop right now. I said poop instead of shit because I thought he wanted me to be really clean. I thought that was like his
policy. Why don't you be a wordsmith right now? And I want to see you turn that into a clever joke.
What do you mean?
Smell like the excrement of a feline. You guys ready for your next bag?
Have you smelled these hippies, people?
Dude, I had a fucking brutal show when I was out. Did he take the stupid thing over? We got a couple callers here. Actually, you know what? It'd help if I gave out the phone number. It's 1-866-WOW-1-WOW. If you want to call in the Uninformed show, we're talking about right now. We're talking about clean comedy versus Versus guys who work blue.
Versus dirty comedy.
Yeah, because evidently everything I read, it's harder to work clean.
But this is the point I was making about Pryor is...
And you had a tough time, Joe.
Most clean guys, when they will, in the same breath as they trash comedians for working dirty, they all say Pryor was a genius. So it's like, it's bullshit. It's somebody deciding when they want to feel like a scholar and when they don't want to feel like a scholar. That's all it fucking is. I'm being interviewed right now. These people are blowing smoke up my ass, so I want them to think that I'm a scholar.
I'm going to go out. I'm going to dumb it down here, Joe. I just think cursing is funny in general. It's just funny to me. It's funny. I was watching this show. They were hyping boxing, and they left all the curse words in, and every time the trainer said "fuck," I giggled because I wasn't used to hearing it. I'm like an 8-year-old.
It's hilarious. Get Shorty wouldn't be as funny of a movie if you took out the Dennis Farina saying "fuck" every other word. Big Lebowski.
You know what? I think the guy who wrote the script just didn't do the work. I think he was
lazy.
cheating.
What about any Tarantino movie?
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs.
It's just, but that again though, that brings up the point of it's just the way people talk.
We're getting some good calls here. Some guy loves cursing. Hey George, what's up, man?
Burr.
Hey, how you doing?
Dude, you are the best at stand-up, man. You have a great presence on stage.
Do you feel that I curse too much?
No, I don't.
I didn't say you do. I just asked the question.
I think you should fucking curse more.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you for calling. And thank you. All right. Let's talk this. I thought that guy was actually going to be on top of it. Like, I enjoy cursing because I feel blah, blah, blah.
I thought so too.
All right. Jay in Oregon. Jay, what's up, man?
All right, listen, so cursing it makes the comedy more interesting, no doubt. But there's a lot of guys who have just really good material and don't need to curse. A good example is Mitch Hedberg. Now, he would curse, but it wasn't mandatory. His jokes didn't need it. I mean, it enhanced them.
Right.
When he was on Comedy Central and he didn't curse because he couldn't, his jokes didn't lose anything.
Right.
I did a half hour for Comedy Central. I worked totally clean. And I got to admit, my jokes lost a little something. I'm gonna tell you right now, like fuck is like I don't know. That's like it's like a spice.
I'll tell you right now.
It takes it up a notch. It's like Emerald. Bam.
When I did Premium Blend. When I did Premium Blend, my set was 4 minutes long, and they had to beep a fuck out of it.
Dude, you know what's funny? When I
will have beeps when I do a presents. There will be beeps. I'm not.
You know
I'm
what?
not going to say every other word, but I have jokes where they're just not as funny if you don't say fuck.
This is something that I did the HBO half hour. They showed it on HBO. They showed it unedited. And all I got was either you're really funny or you stink. That's it. But no one brought up cursing. Then they showed it on Comedy Central, who has that archaic beep from like the early, Danny, they have this beep. When you curse on Comedy Central, it's literally from like Candid Camera in 1972. It was like, boot. And the second they showed my special on there, I got so many damn emails of people saying, I think you're really funny, but you curse too much. So I was sitting there going like, okay, do people subscribe to HBO because they're used to cursing and it doesn't offend them? Or, you know, is it because, you know, Comedy Central kept beeping it every time I was cursing? Or do I really just curse too much? I think I do curse too much.
The whole idea of, not to get like pseudo-philosophical here, but the whole idea of curse words in general is ridiculous. They don't exist. They're not real. They're not. These words aren't. There's no such thing as an actual curse word.
Yeah, there are.
Aside from the words that are listed in the Bible, because that's what it all stems from. So, damn, hell, God damn it, Jesus Christ, Lord's name.
Yeah, but the Bible came before cunt, Joe. The Bible came before cunt.
I looked up the history of the word cunt on the internet. Cunt was not a curse word. Cunt was a very commonly used word for female genitalia in the early. I'm dead serious. In the early 1900s. Cunt was a very commonly used word, the way vagina is used. It was just a term for vagina. But when the class system started to come into play a little more, monosyllabic words were considered of a lower class, and they were encouraged not to be used. And certain words became...
Look at Joe.
I
Jesus
swear to God.
Christ, he's like a scholar on the word cunt.
Certain words became taboo only because they weren't being used at all, and cunt was one of them. It wasn't a fucking curse word. And it's just...
We really sound like idiots right now. We can't even... Let's try to get like another side. That's really interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Fred in Hoboken. I want to talk to this guy. He's on the other side. Hey, Fred, what's up, man? We're talking about cursing here on Uninformed.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about this, but you take comedians like Sinbad, and you got like, Bill Cosby, and people, knock on him for not swearing and whatnot, but look at how successful their careers are. Like, yeah, I know Sinbad's gone now, but like he was in a lot of major motion pictures, like he was in House Guest, he was in First Kid. Yeah, you can laugh or whatever, but I mean, there's money to be made by becoming family.
Yeah, but we're not. That's not the argument, though. What we're saying, do you think cursing is cheating?
No, not at all. But you think guys do it to make money, to be more family friendly?
No, well, I mean, look, we gave, you can, whatever your angle is what, I think you should speak from your heart while you're on stage. And if you're the kind of guy that curses in real life and that's the way he talks and that's what, like, you almost can't even count Cosby in it because Cosby comes from a different era. Where you couldn't do Jim Norton's act when Cosby was out and be as famous as Jim Norton is right now. So it's like it's a completely different era. But there are guys out there right now that go out and trash comedians for using quote-unquote foul language on stage, and then you talk to these guys in real life, and it's exactly the way they talk. It's fuck this, fuck that. They say cunt. They say whatever. Now, if you want to do a clean act and not trash us, that's fine. I got no problem with you. But the second you start trashing us, that you're somehow smarter.
You know what I love? It was literally one quote, and now we're acting like there's this entire conspiracy. You know what's funny?
Blew up into
because I've had like 4 or 5 guys, basically saying stuff like that. There's a lot. Most people are kind of for cursing. That's probably because they're listening to our show. Anybody who wasn't was. But
I mean, there's no way to talk about it. It's like if I talk about I got into a fight with a girl I'm dating, and I called her a fucking bitch in the fight, and the fight blew up and it got ugly because I called her that. I'm not going to sit on stage and go, well, I said in so many words, But I actually have a joke where I do that, but then I say what I said. Like where I go, I told the lady in so many words I didn't care for her tone, but it came out like this. Fuck off, right? But that's the joke of it. But it's like...
God, you're a lazy writer, Joe.
You got to you got to sit there and go, I'm afraid to say this word. I mean, it's just stupid. I don't get it. I don't get that.
This is a great point here. Kenny, Las Vegas, man, what's up?
Actually, it's Kerry, but that's all right. Hey,
oh, sorry.
I got a point here. 2 things. First off, I'm in the middle of a divorce, and I don't care about the history. My wife's a cunt. Anyway, number two, Billy Burr, your Philly rant is not as funny without the curse words.
I got to go with them.
Tell those people that they're fucking idiots is so much better than saying, you people are stupid. No, you're fucking stupid. It makes it better. It makes it more...
Yeah, in that situation, I would have been screwed. You know what? You could actually say that about my entire act.
Yeah, but the Philly rant was... But, sir, it was your shining moment. I swear to God.
That's great. I'm glad I was writing jokes for 15 years for no reason at all. I just had to tell a bunch of people they were cunts. And,
but the way you did it, sir, it's delivery, Billy Burr.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But I think you made a good point, though. If I wasn't cursing, I probably would... Those people really would have murdered me that night. All right, thank you.